Denmo.
The king of the north!
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jack Denmo podcast. Today I'm joined by a good buddy of mine, Marc Anthony. Welcome, brother.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Very soon after I saw you recently too.
Yeah. That's we have a lot of me and you in the past couple weeks.
Before we talk about me and him, make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment for the algorithm, guys, okay? We need to get this recommended. Join the Discord too. Just started a brand new Discord. We talk about the show, other fun shit. If you're a guy, 18 to 30, join the Discord. It's a good time. Buddy, what did we get up to a couple weeks ago?
We did that sketch, Office Guys sketch on the Marc and Austin YouTube channel.
Fuck yeah, we did.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So you work in an office sometimes, right?
Sometimes, yeah. We've got a little office space where we try and put out content, you know what I mean?
But back in the day when you came from the corporate world, didn't you?
No. I've been doing stand-up for like 10 years and I anti-corporate ladder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my whole family is in that world and I just can't do it.
Oh, they're all in corporate.
Yeah, they all do the whole, project management, sales, computers, technology, all that shit.
So I was thinking about that list of people, like types of business guys. And I was like, this is so fucking accurate. Surely you must have experienced these people.
No, I actually just called my brother and my dad and I was like, rifle off people in the office that piss you off. Yeah. And then that's sort of how it started going.
So are they still in the office? Because it's all schmovid now, right?
No, they're all working from home. So that's kind of what they're doing.
So a lot of that culture and ball breaking is probably dead, eh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny when, because my dad and brother have the same office at home. I don't live at home anymore, but when I did, so you would see them kind of treat their office space like the office at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, buddy, that's my side of the desk. Hey, don't touch that.
Oh, they're right next to each other?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And it'd be funny because, like, if you went on a call and then the other guy can't handle it, he'd be like, buddy, I got to get the fuck out of here. He's like, Dad's pissing me off.
Oh, just stay on the call too.
Yeah, and then they vent at lunch. You know what I mean? We all be eating, and they'd be bitching about one another. I love it. That's
fuck! Did they have a water cooler in there?
No, we should have put one. That'd be funny. It's just my mom delivering coffees and lunch and fucking waters and shit.
How many coffees do you rip a day?
4.
Really?
I'm at like 3 or 4.
What size are they?
Well, they're espressos, so like the little guys.
You're a big cunt, bro. Like you could use the extra caffeine.
I could. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of people are like, you got to cut down. And I'm like, fuck, I need more. Like I try to.
Bro. My roommate, he's like 250 pounds.
Nice.
And we microdosed mushrooms the other day.
Nice.
He didn't get high because he's too big.
Really?
So he doubled his dosage. And then he got too high for microdose.
I'm curious because I've never done shrooms and I'm trying to do them and like break the fucking wall in my brain. Apparently that's what it does. So I'm like, I bought a bunch, but I don't know how much to take for like a first timer.
How much did you buy allegedly?
Allegedly I purchased from a phantom site that didn't deliver it to me. I got like 10 grams.
Holy fuck.
So I don't know, where do I start there? Is that
not 10?
Not 10?
Sure.
Okay.
Unless you want to meet God.
Yeah, that's what I want to do though.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'd recommend half of that as your first time.
Okay.
But you are bigger, so it doesn't do as much damage to you. So you could probably fuck around between 5 and 10.
I've done the small microdosing, but that's like those little like pills.
Capsules,
like, the capsules that was like, I don't even know how much they were, like 250 milligrams or something small.
How'd that make you feel?
You know what I mean? I felt a little bit of a buzz because I took like one and then another one 4 or 5 hours later. Like you feel like the head buzz, but nothing crazy.
So you didn't feel extra focused or any shit like that?
No, I kind of just felt like, it's like when you have coffee for the first like 10 minutes of coffee, you're like, oh, okay. I feel it. You know what I mean? Like it feels like that.
How fast do you drink your coffee?
Espresso, I usually just boom, one shot.
Oh, yeah,
see you later. You know what I mean?
Never been I like the taste, you know?
Yeah, me too. But I mean, that's why I like to have it like tall and long or like a cappuccino or something like that where like I can,
But when you drink the cappuccino quick, or do you nourish it?
I try to nourish it, but even then, man, like I drink so fast in general. Like this water bottle, I'm going to try real hard not to.
Yeah.
I tried, like you gave it to me, I could have downed it in one shot, but I was like, we're going to be talking a lot.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what I
got
mean?
a fucking limited supply of water bottles here at Jack Denmo Incorporated.
Love that.
Fucking, yeah. I had a buddy that we'd get venti blondes from Starbucks, big coffee, and within 5 minutes he'd drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
But dude, he would be off the rails, like fired up, like.
You know, I don't know what it is about regular coffee, but like you kind of get that nauseous feeling, or like your head is like a headache when you drink too much of it. That's why I like espresso, because it's strong in small amounts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas like if you have diner coffee, you ever go to a diner and you're like, buddy,
Diner coffee's nice.
you got the fucking runs, your head is spinning, and you're like, I'm wired. You can fucking arm wrestle like 15 people in a row.
Bro, I love going to fucking breakfast diners. You know, the lady comes over with the apron. You want more coffee? Top it up.
In every city I go to for stand-up, I hit a diner every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me the shittiest restaurant that looks the oldest, that's been here since before you guys got here. They're like, oh yeah, fucking Betty's or like Debbie's. It's always some fat white woman's name.
Yo, true.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like Matilda or some shit.
Yeah, and she's usually like 300-400 pounds, and
She works there.
yeah, love that.
Red and white checkered tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you want extra bacon? You're like, fuck yeah, dude.
If you only have a budget for one meal out, it's always diner for
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
$7.99. You get an all-day construction plate or whatever.
Or eggs Benedict is fucking nice too.
Oh yeah,
bro.
that's my favorite.
Hollandaise,
Dude,
nectar of the gods.
it is. I put the shit on everything, bro.
Really?
Everything. Every chance I can make it, put it on everything.
I had a buddy.
Steak.
He put ketchup on fucking eggs.
No,
It was weird.
it's not for me. Austin puts fucking maple syrup on his eggs.
Really?
He does.
That's kind of freaky, bro.
I mean, I've done it. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, if you have maple bacon, sometimes it bleeds and you get it. You're like, oh, that's a little bit of a sweet egg. But like,
Oh, true with bacon. Yeah.
yeah. With bacon, it's great. But like, and then sometimes they mesh together. But I wouldn't actively drizzle syrup on my eggs. You know what I mean?
You ever fuck with McGriddles?
Yeah. Of course.
Those things were nuclear, eh?
Yeah. Oh, fuck, you dip it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We were talking about that earlier with the ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
So guys, we just started fucking with the headphones a little bit, and like just listen. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Take
Take that big griddle, just... Love that.
dude, it sounds so good in the headphones.
It does.
I wonder how many people listen to podcasts high. You know, because I always listen to them sober, but they're probably a lot better high
Probably.
if you have headphones in.
Especially if it's like this. Like, you have a very nice, bassy voice. So I feel like your voice alone sounds very ASMR-esque.
Oh, true. Okay.
Oh,
Should I just purposely play on it now?
100%.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Like just do that.
Hey.
Whenever I do like for Virgin Squad, whenever I do the narration, instead of saying like, you know, we arrived at the scene, I'll be like, we arrived at the scene. And it just seems more legit.
100%.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I wonder.
Hey.
You could do a deep voice, eh? Probably.
I mean, I could like as deep as I could go. It starts to get breathier.
It's not bad. It's okay.
Hey. Yeah, I can't.
Could you go high though?
Probably.
I can't go high, bro.
I'd have to fuck around. I can't even get my brain there now.
Like the main
You want to go like chipmunks.
yeah, it's tough. Like the main rock singing voice is in a certain vocal range.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like you never hear deep rock stars really.
That's true.
Like Kurt Cobain, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Robert Plant, like the goats. You
Freddie
know,
Mercury, yeah.
you could always be like, oh, you know, like your voice is beautiful no matter what, you know, 'cause sure. Yeah, but like, you know, Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
it's deep, but
The guy from Disturbed is pretty deep. He seems to have like a and he's like opera-esque, you know what I mean? He
that guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah, he is.
His version of Sound of Silence.
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking of, yeah.
Holy shit, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big metal guy.
He can get away with that.
You into metal?
Not really.
What's your flavor?
Rock, bro.
Yeah.
Classic rock.
Yeah, same.
I like some stoner rock too.
Okay.
Like Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them live. They're fantastic.
Where'd you see them?
Molson App years and years ago. At some point, I can't remember when I
nice.
saw them. I have tickets to Rage Against the Machine next year.
Oh shit. You know what's funny
And
about Rage
Foos.
Against the Machine? They're like anti-establishment, anti this and that.
Yeah.
But you know, they're fucking pro chip in your ass at the concert.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess they're old now and they're rich. So
They're like, what are we gonna do? I mean, it does make sense that they came back. I feel like they were gonna do their like original comeback tour when Trump was around, and then that kind of made a lot of sense.
oh, true.
You know what I mean? Then COVID
Yeah.
happened. Now it's just like a little bit too late, but we'll take it. I guess they realized they're like, well, we sold out stadiums, we have to go now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's what's interesting about all these old rock bands. They just sell out massive stadiums still because they got like the marketing's done.
Foo Fighters, man, they're doing fucking Skydome like
Oh yeah,
3 nights in a row.
I
That's
think
insane.
the Foo Fighters aren't at the point where like 17-year-old emo chicks wear their shirts though.
No, they're not. Not yet.
No,
They
Rage
will
Against the
be.
Machine aren't either.
No, you got to be like AC/DC or like the Stones. You know what I mean?
Bro, even I'd go a step further, like
Zeppelin.
Nirvana, bro.
Oh, true.
You got to be fucking Nirvana, Green Day.
True. Yeah, Green Day made it in there.
Yeah.
But that's more on the emo side. You know what I mean?
I was on the emo side.
You see a lot of like influencer girls just wearing like any of the GOAT shirts. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
And then it made its way into hip hop. Like my buddy will like, he doesn't even know who Zeppelin is, and he's wearing the shirt. I'm like, dude, what are you doing,
Bro? It's such a disrespect.
Yeah. He's like, who are these guys? I see every girl wearing these shirts. I'm like, you're an embarrassment.
No way. He actually said that?
Yeah. He's like, do you know these guys? He's like, all these girls are wearing these shirts, and I'm like, buddy. He's like, I got this other one. It says Hell's Bells. That's cool. I'm like, you fucking loser.
For those of you listening that have a buddy that wears shirts but doesn't know any of the fucking guys or songs, fuck you. Send this to them and tell them fuck you.
Yeah.
That's
Go on their page, hit the dislike button. Thumbs down.
Dude, you know what another one is? Girls with the Guns N' Roses shirt. Oh, that's a big one.
That's huge. And you know what? I love Guns N' Roses, but fuck that.
The thing with, like, I don't want to be a prick when, every time I see somebody with one of those shirts, I'm like, yo, dude, name 5 songs. But what I'm doing is being like, okay, well, if you can name those 5 songs, we're boys,
Right.
We'll ride or die.
You should be like, name a member of the band.
Oh,
that should be sort of like the
go
next
one step
boss.
further.
Yeah.
That's
Name
level
one,
2.
One member. You know what I mean?
Who's the fucking drummer?
Yeah. Who's the drummer? Buddy, that would be bad. If you're like AC/DC, they're like, well, there's like 900 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just start counting down from 10.
Yeah. Oh, but I remember asking a buddy, he was wearing, I can't remember what shirt he was wearing, but Slash was not the guitarist. It wasn't Guns N' Roses. And he just kept like really insisting that Slash was the guitarist, fighting people. And I'm like, buddy, you're just...
Was it Velvet Revolver?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would have known that because that would have been cool. A Gun and a Rose. Look at that.
What a sick name, though.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
There's some cool names, like Rolling Stones. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I'd love to know how they made that shit up. Some of those... And you always hear those weird stories on how they made them up, and you're like, this can't be real.
What's the weirdest one you heard? I know a couple.
The Led Zeppelin. I don't know if this is true or not, but I know this isn't even weird, but I heard that was... they were part of the Yardbirds. Jimmy Page was part of the Yardbirds with Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, and then they split off, and then Buddy was like... Clapton was like, you're going to fail like a Led Zeppelin kind of thing.
Yeah.
Take off like a Led Zeppelin.
Of course it was Clapton. He's such a fucking
what a
prick,
dick,
bro.
Anybody,
amazing guitarist, but
for sure,
just asshole.
Yeah, anyone that can come out with 3 or 4 albums in their room locked up for years, I think, is fucked up. So
yeah,
even though his kid died and it was all fucked. So I mean, right? Isn't that what happened? His son died.
I feel like that happens to every rock star, though.
Yeah, their kids die and they just stay in their room. That's fucking weird.
He recently sued some girl.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Clapton's still alive?
He's still alive, bro.
I thought he died.
No, man. He's alive
Really?
and well. He's on Twitter. He's fucking firing shots, bro.
You're like, buddy, he's a bigot on Twitter. It's fantastic.
He's chewing bubblegum and kicking ass, man.
Is he really alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
I didn't know that.
And he's able, too. He's
Really?
not just a vegetable.
Oh, he's like on tour.
Eric Clapton is angry. He's behind the fucking keyboard. He sued a girl for millions of dollars because she sold a bootleg version of his fucking album for $11 on eBay.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him. Good for him. Are you lying? I can't
No,
tell.
dead serious.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Eric Clapton. Piracy's no joke, guys.
EC. Fucking Napster over here.
You know what, though? Anybody that created a fucking masterpiece like Layla, they get a pass, bro.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Fuck, that song's good.
It is unreal. What was the other one? AC/DC, I thought Buddy said that he saw it on the back of his grandmother's sewing machine or something.
Oh, really?
Because it was like, it's an electric current, right? And he was like, oh, that.
Yeah, I heard something like that, too.
He was like, that looks cool. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Rolling Stones is from a blues song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like some, I think like a Rolling Stone from Bob Dylan, same thing. It was from an old Muddy Waters song.
Right.
Nirvana is just like, I said it's a real word. There's like a definition. And it means like a really cool sense of tranquility.
No, I know what Nirvana means for sure, yeah. I don't know how they thought of it, though. Like, I feel like anything I know about Kurt Cobain, I was like, I feel like he just, why would he choose that? Yeah. It's so opposite of what it seems like he was trying to
Maybe that was the point.
do. Yeah,
the ultimate irony.
That would make sense.
He was fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Guy was a genius.
Was he? I don't know much about him.
It's too bad his wife killed him, bro.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Or is that a hot take?
Well, it's a conspiracy.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right.
I don't know. Look into it, guys.
Look into it.
Yeah. Hey guys, we got an ad. Did you guys know that 1 in 4 men over the age of 25 experience erectile dysfunction? And obviously 2 in 3 men at some point in their lives go through hair loss. Well, it sucks, boys. A lot of us go through it, but we don't want to talk about it or tell anybody about it, but it is a reality. Fortunately, there are companies like MyRocky that allow you to get a prescription for something that would help prevent that hair loss or help you maintain erections. MyRocky offers Cialis. They offer Viagra. They also have hair solutions for you guys out there that are losing your hair. So a lot of this stuff is backed by actual science, and the guys that are running this company are actually doctors and pharmacists. If you guys are interested in learning more about these products or using my discount code to get yourself a nice little deal, go to myrocky.ca and use the discount code JD25 for 25% off your first order. Boner pills, hair care, grooming, and everything in between, guys. Cialis, Viagra, all the goodies. Keep your dick hard with Jack Denmo.
I remember hearing the story. Like, she drove him to do it, or she did it. Is the conspiracy she did it, or that she drove him to do it?
Well, there's a couple key points that would make people believe that it was not him, and then that it was her. So the points that were it was not him, the crime scene itself, the gun was like very far. It was in the wrong spot.
Right.
So somebody tampered with the crime scene. Wherever the gun was, it didn't fall that way. It was placed there. So that's one. Another one is that apparently he had so much fucking heroin in his body that he would have been too high to actually pull the trigger. Like, he was incapable. As soon as he got that into his veins, he would have had to immediately fire the gun, which, I mean, I guess that's possible. It's just super unlikely. Like, he was fucked up.
Interesting. I love that, because I don't know about the gun thing, because that could, like, it could happen. You know what I mean? It could land a certain way, just an anomaly, like a one-time spiel.
It could be one of the, well, that's the thing. It's one of those evidence points where it's like, okay, it could have, you know.
Right. It goes either
the
way.
The window was open, windy. Then you get to the other points, though. A lot of weird shit. So they had, Courtney Love would basically practice his writing. She had a whole book. Okay, and it was basically like papers. One would be his writing and one would be hers. And it was her practicing his writing to get it just as accurate as possible so that she could forge his writing.
Why?
For the suicide note. There was a note, okay? And they basically found evidence of her trying to practice his font over and over again for like a long time. And then they found a super sus note next to him. That had
sus.
It had a lot of inconsistent fonts, right? So it started out as like Times New Roman. It turned into fucking scribbles, bro.
Right.
Yeah, the part about, hey, now I'm suicidal, that's when it fell apart.
Interesting. Imagine she killed him. I would be fucking mad, bro.
So the crime scene, she had it demolished within like 2 weeks. So the greenhouse where he was killed, the whole thing's gone. So they can't go back and poke around.
Right.
There was a lot of other stuff. Basically, the guy that unraveled all of this, I believe he was hired by her prior to this investigation as a private investigator. So she was paranoid. So she's crazy, like most women are. And she paid this guy to follow Kurt Cobain, keep an eye on him, make sure he's doing okay, something like that. And then after this whole thing went down, she's like, well, yeah, I don't need your services anymore, obviously. But he was like around and he's like, wait a second. Like, this is really weird, you know. Then he started to put everything together, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna launch a full investigation into this motherfucker. And then he peeled off a bunch of interesting stuff.
And then she's like, tear down the greenhouse.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's insane.
Yeah. And the reason I'm, you know, keeping that alive is because I want Kurt Cobain to get justice, bro. I fucking love that.
No,
dude.
I mean, hey, man.
He was so sick.
It makes sense. It's been a conspiracy for a long time, I think, because of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably biased.
Because of people like you, I mean, like, that are like, no, man, something fucked up happened. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, what bothers me with things like that is if it actually was her who did it, eventually that should come out. And it pisses me off on things that got covered up so much that never come out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming those are things, or else we would know. But you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it's the 90s, bro.
Do I sound like an idiot right now?
I think we both do. That's why people listen to us. It's the stupidest fucking podcast ever.
No, but like, it would bother me. Like, you know what I mean? I hope in 20 years from now they go, oh, this is what was really going on with the pandemic. You know what I mean? And if nothing ever gets, you know, unfolded, and then it's just still a bunch of people like us in our fucking 90s being like, oh yeah, well they were fucking trying to this, and we're just gonna sound like nuts old people at Christmas dinner being like, okay, grandpa, shut the fuck up.
I was thinking about that. Like, imagine telling your grandkids, like, we used to not have phones.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
No internet. They'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You had commercials on TV?
Yeah.
I can't watch commercials. You know?
Yeah, I had a whole joke about that with my grandparents being like, I feel like our grandparents, I'm not going to do a joke on you, relax. But like, I feel like our grandparents and us, like that's the furthest apart any generations will be.
True.
Because like they saw fucking cars show up to like, my grandmother's asking me how to send an email on her iPhone. It's like, she's losing her mind. She's like, how does this work? I don't understand. What the fuck
Bro,
is
they
this?
saw World War II.
Exactly, yeah.
They were, how old's your grandma? When was she born?
They were born in the 30s.
Oh, dude.
Early 30s.
Holy shit.
32, 31.
So she would have been like 7 or 8.
Yeah. My grandfather, but honestly, my grandfather tells the same like 5 war stories every single time you see him. He'll be like, oh man, I got to tell you this. And he'll go through the whole thing. We'll be like, I heard it verbatim. I know the whole thing verbatim. And
Did he
like,
serve?
No, he was like 8 years old and they killed his family in front of him and he fucking ran off. He's got like 8 bullet holes in him because he took off and they tried to kill him and he like slept in like a trench for a couple days, like between the cornfields. There were like these big trenches. So he just like covered himself in mud and stayed there. And I was like, I don't even know how you survived that. Bro.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then just whatever went into the town. I could go into details, but you know what I mean? It's just nuts.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. He's like, my dad just, he'd be like, let's go this way. And then we went that way. Germans around the corner just riddled them with bullets. Then they came into my house, fucking started popping off everybody. But back in the day, they obviously had like, he had a lot of people living there where it was like.
Was this Italy?
Yeah, Italy. So there was like a bunch of relatives that all lived there and like cousins. So he's like, there was like, 15, 20 of us in the house, so quite a few of them survived.
So did his parents get just murked?
Yeah.
Oh,
his mom survived, but died later on. But yeah, his dad just fucking.
So is this like pre-Axis? Because Italy joined forces with
post-Axis.
Oh,
yeah.
So so I guess when the Germans knew they were losing, they're just like, fuck this. Let's just.
Yeah. Well, when Italy switched sides, the Germans were still there in some parts. Like he lived in a small town where like they pretty much were. It's funny. He was telling me that like they were the ones to. His town was like a bunch of farms, and they were responsible for feeding this particular battalion of Germans. So he's like, it'd be like 200-300 soldiers.
Yeah.
He's like, and we would use all of our livestock to feed them, and then they switched sides and just turned on everybody in the village and just tried to kill everybody and wipe us out before they got wiped out, kind of thing.
Damn.
So tried to kind of like fight their way out of Italy, sort of thing, while they were still there. At least that's what I understood. So
yeah, that's fucking hardcore, dude.
it's fucked up. Yeah. And then he's like plays chess on his fucking iPad now. I'm like,
he's got the iPad going.
Yeah, he's got a couple iPads and he plays like he keeps one for each. He's got like 3, because people get them from his gifts. So like between him and my grandmother, they have 3 of them, and like one is just for games. I'm like, you can keep it all on one. And he's like, no, this one's for chess, this one's for Bejeweled, and I'm like, this is. He's like, that one's for emails.
I fuck with that. Actually, I like that.
But I'm like, this thing's got like, what is 250 gigs of fucking memory? Like, you're good. No, download whatever you want.
I like that.
Yeah. He's like, put Google on this one because that's where we do the emails.
Yeah.
Leave it off this one. I'm like, that's.
In my basement, I have 2 tables, and I'm going to have a simultaneous podcast on each one. But I'd rather, instead of moving the mics each time, have mics on each table so that I don't have to go back and forth.
Right.
So I'm a simpleton like that too.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. It's just like the little things like that. I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
Willing
to pay to let things be easier. Yeah. And less annoying.
That's what discretionary income is.
Yeah. Discretionary income.
3 tablets, bro.
Yeah. 3 tablets. So unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's like they live in a massive house. There's 2 of them. There's like 4 floors. And I'm like, fuck. All of us could live there.
True.
With a family each. And you're like, why don't you guys move? They're like, where are we gonna go? They're like,
whereabouts they live? In Toronto?
They live up in Markham.
Oh, true. Okay.
They're like, where are we gonna go? Sell our place and go where? And I'm like, they're like, and all of our stuff. They're like, we're 85. What do you want us to do? Move our shit somewhere else? I'm like, true. Okay.
That's 85 years worth of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
So much shit.
That's a lot.
I found a camera, and it was one of those like
the
worst
twisties.
noise effect of all time. But you know what I mean? Where you're doing this as
Yeah.
the video's going. Brutal.
Whoa, it works?
Oh, it works. Yeah. It's like a Canon 1. I don't know. It's like the first one. Canon's
Pre-Canon.
first video camera.
It's not even the can, it's just the bullet.
Yeah. Bullet 1.
That's fucked.
They're like, we're rebranding after this.
Do you ever see like old footage of World War II?
Yeah.
Have you seen that one series on Netflix where they put it in color?
Which one?
It's called World War II in color.
No, I think I saw the preview though. I saw. Yeah.
It's fucking bananas.
I can't even like just any movie. Like I watch Saving Private Ryan every now and then, which is
Banger.
Austin talks about it all the time.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's great.
One of my favorite comedies. It's up
It's
there.
my favorite Vin Diesel movie.
After Triple X.
He's in that though, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that whole like beach scene, you're like, buddy, this would have been a disaster.
Oh my God, man.
Hop off a boat with like what 60 pounds of equipment, and you're like try to get to the beach. His buddy's
In water, bro. You're chugging through water.
everybody's head is getting fucking blown off.
Dude, hardcore as fuck, man.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that they could have done it, really. I looked into like D-Day a little bit. Basically, the Germans knew they were coming, and the beach, there's like a lot of access points. But basically, like they had to do the attack on a day with certain weather conditions.
Right.
Otherwise, the boats would just get swept everywhere. They wouldn't be able to get in, and the visibility would be so that the Germans would see them.
Right.
So they had like a very limited window, and the Germans knew they were coming, but it was like a long stretch. It was like a couple kilometers, I believe. They just didn't know what part of the beach, and they didn't know what day. So basically, they knew they were going to get pulverized to an extent before they beat the Germans. So they're like, fuck it, we have to act now. And yeah,
They're like, okay, guys, the first 10,000 of you are dead. So
Yeah.
thanks, but it's a necessary sacrifice.
yeah,
Fuck that.
dude.
I'd be like, guys, I'm sick. Can I go tomorrow? Fuck, man, that'd be awful.
They had no internet or anything either. Like nobody knew what they were getting into. They're just like, war? Okay. Shoot gun at guy.
Yeah, kill that guy sick.
Boom. Just obliterated.
They're lost in some town in the middle of Poland. They pull up their iPhone. They're like, fuck, where's the nearest fucking,
Yo,
where's the nearest diner?
Sometimes I have like, I don't know, weird fantasies about like, let's say there's a zombie apocalypse, but first of all, nobody has to work anymore. That's pretty sick. Me and all my boys, we team up. We build a huge castle, like a legit empire. Like we get a huge fence between all the houses, and then we have guys like on patrol, making sure. We build a huge crossroad. We get all the guns, we get all the food. We could have like anything we want. We could have like a jacuzzi, hot tub, and we just have a fortress. And since we have all the resources, we could just do whatever we want, and we have like our own kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a fucking stretch. But one of the other scenarios, one of the other scenarios I thought of that'd be cool would be like, as savage as World War II was, like, you're in another country, but like the war's kind of ending, and all you got to do is exterminate Germans.
Right.
So like everybody is like, you're all like, okay, we're all we're like firefighters putting out a fire.
Right. Yeah. You all have the same job, essentially. Yeah.
You get to travel Europe, like, oh, Nazi stealing a painting. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's sick 'em. Yeah. That would be insane. That would be insane. What's that? They do that in Zombieland, I think. In the last Zombie, there was Zombieland 2. I don't know if you saw that, but there's basically like a bunch of kids that kind of started their own Neverland, let's call it. But
Oh, really?
no, not Neverland, but like fortress that is like safeguarded to zombies, and they throw fucking ragers. They all get plastered. They do drugs. They have guns, and they have the best setup.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, they've got like only one entry point, and then like you have like 5 checkpoints to get through, so like no one can get in. Woody Harrelson shows up and just fucks the whole thing up, but it's great. You should watch it.
No way.
Yeah.
Do they have a moat?
I don't know. A moat would be necessary for
get
zombies.
a fucking moat, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody's crossing water.
I don't know if it's that easy to get a moat.
You dig it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, I mean, our ancestors were able to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Like, you see all these castles with moats and shit?
I went to one. I went to, what's that place called? Next to England.
Ireland?
Wales.
Oh, yeah.
And they have like a legit original castle with like a double moat. Brother.
Double moat.
It's fucked.
What do you mean double moat?
Double moat. Pull it up. Fucking Caerphilly Castle will blow your mind.
There's
bro.
2 moats?
2 moats.
So what are they divided by? Separated by? Like a little walkway?
One's a bridge, like a concrete bridge, and then the other one's like a drawbridge.
Oh.
Dude, it's insane.
That's fucking lit.
It's insane, dude. Like, and it's in a place like Toronto. Like, let's say you're at Yonge and Dundas, and like before you get to Dundas Square, you know when you like make that left and you see like all of Dundas, it's kind of like that,
so
where like the
like
center square, the town square, is this fucking medieval
castle. So there's a castle in the middle of the city.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick.
That's just a tourist destination. Dude. If I had my phone, I'd show you. It will blow your mind.
Guys, an advertisement. I bet you didn't see that coming. So let me tell you about one of the sponsors of the podcast, Manscaped. So Manscaped sent me this little care package here. They got a bunch of different products. I mean, we got all these different types of deodorants, stuff that essentially provides that nice hygienic feel to your undergarments. A lot of guys don't like to talk about hygiene for their balls, but it is important, guys. Like, you want your balls smelling good, you want your balls feeling good, and you want your ball hair to be trimmed properly, right? But you want something that you can do a nice custom, consistent cut every single time. That's why I would recommend the Manscaped trimmer. This thing's great. It's got different settings, LEDs. So if you're one of those freaks that trims your balls in the dark like me, then you got a little LED light that pops up as well. If you're interested in checking this stuff out, then make sure to go to the description. I got a discount code for you. There's a link down there, 20% off when you use that link on your Manscaped order. You can get a trimming device like this. You can get some of these oils that help you keep everything hygienic down there. But if you want to learn more, make sure to hit the description and use the discount code. Bro, I was looking up, there's these spots in the UK, like these random bars from, 1300s or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like every famous guy that's ever lived in the UK is sat. And everything's still there. Like the wooden bench that King Louis the fucking Sixth sat on and got fucking drunk on.
Insane.
Still there.
Crazy.
Super cool.
Yeah, they have a few of those in the UK. They have like a dog or whatever. You ever seen that famous pub in the UK? It's called like the Black Lab or something.
No.
And they have like a statue of this dog that it's named after. And every time you go in, you have to rub its nose.
Oh.
It's like a good luck thing, and the nose of this thing is the only thing that's like worn out to shit. So there's
true.
Because everyone just rubs its nose.
I'm sure some homeless guy put his asshole.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure that nose has been in a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's interesting. Man.
Yeah,
Canada and the United States don't have as much culture.
No,
we don't have those ancient cobblestone roads.
No, McDonald's is probably as far as it goes for the U.S.
The milkshake machine.
Yeah, exactly. Twinkies.
There was a little bit of Aztec shit, I think. Or not Aztec. There was something in Arizona. They had these cool little tiny, like, there weren't any big freestanding structures.
No.
There weren't temples or any cool shit.
I feel like there was some stuff here with the natives. There was a bunch of shit.
There's like some wall paintings.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of that cave art.
Listen to us, just geniuses. We're like, what are the natives?
History 101.
Yes, natives had some stuff here for sure before we got here.
Bro, South America, they have temples, man.
Yeah, true, yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu.
Mexico does too, I think.
Yeah, Mexico's got all the good ones. Tulum.
Yeah. Been to all those places. Trip me out, man. I haven't been to Egypt yet.
Done drugs if you went to Tulum, bro.
Yeah, didn't do drugs.
Tulum's all the drugs, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, see, I was too young, I think.
Yeah, that's where you do DMT.
Really? Tell me about DMT. This is like the best drug of all time, I've heard.
I've only heard of it from friends that have done it in Tulum. And they say it's fucking nuts. Actually, I have a buddy that does DMT regularly. And he says he does it twice a month. And
twice a month?
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
He's got like a little vape. It's like a little hitter. And he hits it. In 10 minutes, he's in space. Feels like an hour or whatever. Comes down. But he has no anxiety for the rest of the 2 weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, that's why I want to do shrooms so bad. Because I want to go... Like, I keep watching all these documentaries about it.
Yeah.
Where they're like, buddy, it just bulldozes your brain of all these walls and stupidity you have in your mind about your own ego and life. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And self-doubts. I'm like, that'd be good. Just...
Mushrooms are great. I recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going to do those.
Week and a half ago.
Fucking Christmas. I'm going to do it.
For Christmas?
We'll be like, Ma, put this in the fucking lasagna.
Do it with a buddy. Do it with fucking Austin or somebody.
Yeah, we honestly, if I did it, I would have done it in the summer because, I want to be outside. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Because it's so cold.
Cottage, bro.
Yeah, a cottage would be sick. I don't want to go to the cottage in the winter. Fucking go through the fucking lake, and I'm freezing my ass off. I drown or some shit.
Cold plunge.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. It's great,
dude. It's fucking really good for you.
I feel like I lose like 15 pounds in like 1 minute. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. Have you done it?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I don't do it to lose weight though.
No, me either. But I just say I feel that way. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, you get extra ripped.
Yeah, it just feels like your whole body tightens up. You know what I mean? You're like, ooh, I feel jacked,
bro. Yeah, man. I feel like a polar bear, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did this shit,
dude. That's what our ancestors did.
True.
They just. I was reading about like Antarctica, the first guys that discovered it. Like these guys were fucking nuts. They're like, yo, let's just keep going with this boat till we find something. And what did they hit? A fucking iceberg. And they got stuck. And I think they lasted like 100 days or something. They had to fight off polar bears. Like, it was just a hard time to be alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking about like medieval times and shit. I'm like, I would not survive at all. Like when you see videos of them like, oh yeah, buddy's just shitting in a giant like you see like the like outhouse, I guess, back in the day. You're like, this is, and like the sewage, like when they have,
bro,
like,
they just throw shit out the window.
They throw shit out the window. It goes into the water system. Everyone, I'm like,
cobblestone. Yeah,
you guys are dying at 30. Yeah. No wonder. Kings are like what, 29,
15.
Yeah. They're dating like 11-year-olds. You're like, this is my queen. She's 5, and you're like, this is fucked.
That's the problem with the kings. Like the kings are great, but then they have a son that's like grows up as a fucking pet. And then the king moves on, and the new son has no life experience besides being king. And then the place goes to shit.
Yep.
Yeah. But the first king, he had to get in there.
Yeah. You're right. Work his way up.
OG.
He knows a little thing or two.
Yeah.
Like you ever see the torture devices they had with medieval times? You're like, they're using a fucking nail to like fish out your intestines and just, like, what the fuck? Like,
the most fucked up part about the ancient medieval torture devices is how incompetent and inconsistent they were, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Like a torture device that doesn't work sometimes, you know? Like imagine like the...
Guillotine?
The guillotine?
Guillotine? Is it guillotine or guillotine? It's probably what you said.
One of them. Fuck off, anybody watching that knows.
They're like, these fucking idiots.
Fucking my uncle was a guillotine. But imagine like if it stopped halfway through. You know, like your head's there, and then instead of going all the way through the head, it just stops just a bit, so you're still kind of alive, but your head's half chopped. Like, oh fuck, dude, we didn't grease the guillotine today.
Oh man, I'd be like, well, get on it and do it again.
you'd be like,
yeah, fuck that.
Or the stretcher, you see that thing?
Yeah,
that pulls you apart.
Like this is what I'm saying, bro. I would have rather been alive before then or after then. That whole medieval era, just forget it. I'll be a hunter-gatherer and go through and fight saber-tooths all day long. I'm not fucking shitting out a window and getting stretched. I'm like, fuck that.
Like back then, I kind of got it why people would like not stand up for themselves to an extent because like there were real consequences. Like you could get pulled apart by 2 horses.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, really? What did you say? Oh, you stole a loaf of bread? Great,
cool. We kill your whole family."
Yeah, they'd be like, "Hang all of them." And you're like, "What the fuck? Bro? King's in a bad mood."
Yeah, and that's why some people are celiac, bro. They never ate bread after that.
They never ate bread.
Yeah.
Some people are celiac.
Can you fucking imagine? I think that North Korea is still like that, man. Like if you escape, your whole family gets killed.
Fuck that.
Just like that too. And then everybody has to pray to the king or King Jong Dong fucking
King Long Dong. King Long Dong.
Apparently I saw something recently like for Christmas they make everybody cry for 10 days straight to respect him.
Like what the I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well yeah, your whole family would be killed though. That's the fucking problem.
I wonder how many people sit there and go, well, let's just all not do this. Like, when is that going to happen? There's got to be some sort
revolution?
North Korean revolution, or even just a simple like group agreement at Christmas that we're not going to cry and just see what happens. Yeah. What is he filming everybody?
Dude, well, I think they have everywhere wired. Like, there's cameras everywhere.
Really?
Oh yeah,
buddy, fuck that.
They keep an eye on the border too.
Why aren't they getting people out of there,
bro? I think it's because they have a fucking button that when you press it, nukes just get sent to everywhere. They're crazy like that. They'd rather explode. They'd rather become a fucking parking lot than they would let people watch Squid Games.
Yeah.
North Korea in a nutshell.
North Korea in a nutshell. Parking lot or superpower.
Yeah.
One of the other boys.
It's tricky though because they have so much respect just because they're willing to like press the button. And China likes them. China loves that they have a wild fucker cousin that will just drop bombs on the States.
Yeah, it's
and then China can be like, whoa, it wasn't us.
Yeah, it's like your buddy at the club that you know, like at any point he's gonna bottle the guy who's trying to fuck with you. You know?
Yeah, that's North Korea.
North Korea.
Except North Korea's a little pussy.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a friend like that.
Yeah.
He'll bottle you from behind and run away, but he helped you at least. You know what I mean?
Fucking South Korea, they got it figured out.
I guess they're like, guys, plastic surgery and fruit.
Yeah. Interesting. So I guess at one point Korea was together. When did they break up?
I don't know. I'm the worst person to have on this podcast for history.
The 50s?
There's a Korean War that the U.S. was in. That was like a civil war kind of thing.
So before that, it was just Korea?
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm assuming of course the U.S. has something to do with it. They always do.
Yeah. They saved the world from World War II.
Did they?
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything.
Bro, let me fill you in quick. You asked the right guy.
Let me fill you in on what happened real quick. Go for it.
All right. So most of Europe was still recovering from World War I. I'm going to butcher a lot of this, but just a layman terms version. Hitler's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Hitler is just crazy. And even after World War I, everyone's like, all right, Germany, you guys lost. We can let our guard down. Chill out. You know, no way they're going to try anything again. No. The whole time they're like these motherfuckers. They don't even know. Twice. Anyways, Hitler is just, he planned it all out. He published a book too. Mein Kampf or Camp for Comfort.
My comfy couch.
Yeah. Hitler's comfy couch. Hitler's coming his ass on his comfy couch.
Yeah.
Anyways, he just basically started being like, hey, you know, like this neighboring country, I kind of feel like this is our land. Let's kind of just go in there. And they started doing that slowly but surely, and then eventually they invaded neighboring countries, and then they went against the agreement, the treaty, and then Europe's like, yo, like, you guys can't do this. We have to declare war on you. But Germany was ready. And the other countries, like the United Kingdom, for example, they were still worn to shit from World War II or World War I. So Germany had a real good advantage, and they were just so smart, man. They just had so many high IQ individuals running that fucking military that they were just really good. And France actually had, at the time, the best military in Europe. But Germany managed to swindinkle them, coming through the back door, and fuck them from the inside out, just embarrass them. And at that point, they now had taken over pretty much all the main power points in Europe besides the British Isles, so like the UK. And they were going to go there. And once they went there, they would have owned Europe pretty much. Russia was fucked. Japan, though, decided they wanted to get involved too, because Japan were also evil cunts at the time.
Of course.
So Japan basically is all bordering China, and they wanted to fuck with a bunch of South Asian islands, right? But in order to get to those South islands, like, you know, Vietnam, like that, they had to get in between Philippines. So Philippines and China, there's a very narrow corridor, right? So the whole Japanese fleet, the naval fleet, would have to go through that corridor. But what that creates would be a huge bottleneck where the Philippines, if they wanted to, they could fuck them up. They could just come in between. The Philippines was kind of shit, but they had allies. America was their ally. So Japan realized, okay, well, if we fuck with Philippines, we fuck with the United States. If we get involved with the United States, then like that's going to be pretty crazy. But we still want to get these southeastern islands. So at some point, we're going to get involved with the United States. It may as well, you know, we may as well just sneak attack them. So that's when they attacked Pearl Harbor. Wiped out like 2,000 plus dudes. Took all the, like, they tried to take most of their Navy fleet out. They actually were only partially successful. But then they, like 5 hours later, were like, by the way, we declare war. Fuck you guys. Right. So then America declares war on them. And then Hitler, in a fit of fucking, I don't know, he got fired up by all this. At this point, the U.S. still hadn't declared war with Germany.
Right.
So it would have just been between the U.S. and Japan for who knows how long. But yeah, Hitler's like, fuck you guys. If you declare war on Japan, like, we're going to declare war on you too. And then the U.S. is like, say fucking less. They were ready, bro.
And they just cleaned up.
Yeah, they came in, they cleaned up. Cause,
Called a couple Canadians.
Yeah, like the other countries helped, but you got to think about the size of America and also like the manufacturing power, like military. They were selling a lot of the weapons and munitions that were being sold, and the whole time they were unscathed, right? They were making money. Everybody was working, providing, and the whole time they were watching from afar, like, okay, that didn't work. Don't be like France, shit like that.
Right. So they basically, after Pearl Harbor, just went on to.
Oh yeah. I mean, what a scum move. Sneak attack. They kamikaze planed into. So Pearl Harbor's on Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So they flew all the way across the fucking ocean and then hit Hawaii because America's really far. They never actually went into American land besides Hawaii.
Interesting.
Yeah, sneak attack.
A lot of shit I don't know about it. I remember learning about it and watching everything you can watch about it.
Yeah.
Never retained it.
Yeah.
Well,
I get a conspiracy about that, though?
About what?
Pearl Harbor?
No, is there a theory?
Yeah, there's a theory that they saw them coming like miles away, and Japan had actually kind of said, all right, we're not going to do this anymore because you're the U.S. and we're coming now. And they're like, yeah, well, fuck you, do it anyways, and we're going to nuke you twice because we want to try those things on real people. So we're just going to blow you up. Even though you surrender, we're going to blow you up.
So they're like,
They basically let Pearl Harbor happen because they wanted to get into the war, and they needed like a justification of like, yeah, these Japanese people just blew up a naval base, so we have to fuck with them now.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's how they get into most wars, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right. They're like, someone on our side starts something.
Yeah.
So that we can do it
fly
again.
those planes into those buildings in New York so we can all kind of just
Right.
go
That's
over
another
there.
wormhole too.
Yeah. That's how they did Vietnam. Well, they made that one up. They didn't even get attacked.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Gulf
happened in Vietnam?
So there was basically the way that they got into the Vietnam War was they justified it by saying that there were some U.S. naval ships in the Gulf of Tonkin. And this has all been declassified. This is legit. This is not like Alex Jones shit. So this is like real.
Yeah.
And they basically said those ships were attacked by the Viet Cong, and those ships never existed. They were never attacked, but they decided we're going to go to war with them because of this. And that's how they kind of got support from Congress to declare war on North Vietnam. And then, they obviously fucked that one up, but that's how they got into it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck.
The U.S., buddy.
Motherfucking America.
Always fucking covering up some shit.
They saved the world. For
If
World
they
War
never
II,
got
bro.
involved in World War II, would Germany have just taken over all of Europe and that's it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they eventually would have
They would have taken over Europe. Yeah.
Right, but then they eventually would have just gone over?
Russia would have fucking smoked them. For
You
sure.
think so?
Yeah, if you go to Russia, the U.S. had a very tiny part in the war. We, as Canadians and obviously as Americans, you learn that like USA came in and saved the day. It was not even, they weren't even like a tenth of the casualties or anything like that compared to like the other allies.
Oh, Russia got smoked.
They got smoked, but they had way more people and they were obviously way bigger.
Yeah.
So like I've heard from Russian friends, if you go to the museums there, there's just like all about how, obviously it's propaganda partly, but how they just won the war and you see the numbers and shit. And it's like, actually, it's probably just propaganda that we learned here about America and how they swept in and saved the day. But it turns out they were a relatively small fighting force compared to like the Russians and the other allied countries.
I think Russia lost at one point. They lost like 20 million people in like 6 months or something stupid.
Yeah, they lost a bunch of people. I mean, they also didn't give a shit. They were like shooting their own people if they like.
Stalin was responsible for taking out a ton of people. Was he not?
Yeah.
Was that a different war?
A lot of people starved too.
Yeah, a lot of people starved. I mean, they were just like throwing bodies, right? They weren't.
Yeah.
They had way more people, and they were a little more savage. They were just throwing bodies at the thing. I mean, you've all seen the movies where they like give one guy the gun and the other guy the ammo. And he's okay when he gets shot, pick up his gun and then use your ammo and shit like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the Russian fucking military.
No.
Yeah.
But you see, remember those old videos of Putin in training, just like fucking kicking people in the chest, and he's like still training, and you're like,
like judo and shit.
Yeah, you're like, if there was a presidential fucking boxing match, fucking Putin would beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
Guy's in great shape.
Some think Putin is the richest man in the world.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, he owns Russia. So
Yeah, there's not many stats out there that could come out that would shock me. You know, like, if they were to be like, "Oh, this was a myth," I'd be like, "All right, what else you got? Aliens have been here, great."
It'll be real interesting too. Like, fucking, if the Germans did win, we'd be all that propaganda we'd have. Like, yo, the Jews were fucking nuts.
Right, yeah, like what it would have been if they ended up winning. Well, I feel like if they won, eventually they would have wanted to take over the rest of the world. Now, like, would they have not been like, okay, we're going to come to the
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have
U.S.
forgotten.
now?
Yeah, I think then it would have been, Russia, Europe, America would have been the players, but Europe would have been like German control for
how long?
a
Like,
little
how
bit.
long could that have lasted?
I mean, Japan was a good ally, bro. They had a really good naval fleet. They had a lot of planes. China wasn't what it is today, and that's so un-American to just stay uninvolved forever. Like they'd stick their dick in there. They still have ships all around the world, which I think is a good thing, to be honest.
I mean, yes, because shit's not out of control. But if the U.S. decided to just be nuts, they could take over the world, and then what?
Right.
They wouldn't. I don't think they can because everyone else is so much stronger. Like Russia, China.
That's what I mean.
Would be like, yeah, that's not happening.
I feel like I trust America more than Russia and China, bro.
Yeah, I think everybody does. I think that's why they keep investing in their fucking military.
Yeah.
Because they're like, guys, if shit gets out of hand,
Yeah.
we got to make sure that...
Because they are like the world's police to an extent, bro.
Yeah.
Team America.
Team America. Fuck yeah. I got to do more educating on what happened.
Yeah. I probably just butchered the whole fucking thing. But
No, as soon as I leave here, I'm going to call like 5 people and be like, explain to me. Like, my sister was big into history for a long time and semi-historian. So I'd be like, hey, listen, what happened in World War II? She'd be like, fuck. Can you call me tomorrow?
How much time do you got?
Yeah.
Canadian history is kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah, I remember hearing about that Canada had the best snipers, I think, in the world.
like the record holder?
Yeah. For the longest snipes and just
Thought
like
it was
the
a
most
Russian shit.
efficient snipers on the planet.
Maybe.
Like I can't remember. It was like out of all the things that they draft from the U.S. from Canada is all snipers.
Really? Damn.
I could be wrong. I don't even know who won the
Just
war.
made that whole thing up.
Right? Yeah. Like I barely know what happened.
I got a cool history story about Canada.
Tell me.
So when I was a forest firefighter, I worked up northern Ontario,
Where?
Fort Francis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I think we probably would have been around Fort Francis. One of the guys at our base, he told us the story. He's a native dude, I believe. He told us a story about an old native history story from around there. Basically, we were up on these hunting trails, like these logging trails. And what we would do when there wasn't a fire is we would go down to like the lakes up there and we would practice setting up a pump in case when there was a fire, we'd be ready like we're used to doing it. So we were up there fucking around. And a lot of these trails, hunting trails and logging trails, they've been there like well over 100 years. And beavers would fuck around and destroy these roads by basically beavers just decide, you know what, I'm going to build a dam here. Fuck this water. Let me just make my swamp bigger. So sometimes there'd be like 2 swamps and there'd be a road in between and the beaver would be like, cool, let's just fucking make one giant swamp.
Right.
So that kind of shit happened. There's beaver dams everywhere. Anyways, apparently there was some fur traders or some evil white guys up there and they were getting natives and they would make the natives run to try and escape for their lives. Like if they got away, they got away.
Right.
So they would have like a line of native dudes and they'd be like, okay, like, they'd fire the gun up and then you had like a 1 minute head start or something like that. And then after 1 minute, they'd get on the horses and the dogs and they'd chase you down and just fuck you up. Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So they did some evil shit,
Of course.
Every country did some evil shit, but
Of course.
this story, I was like, damn, that's fucking nuts. So anyways,
That's terrible.
the way he was telling the story was like it was around there. So I was like,
Right.
ooh, so I was like paying attention and shit.
Right.
Anyways, so he says one native, and this was like one of the guys that lived to tell the story. When they did that, he ran, and he, like most of the natives, they would try to go like around the edge of rocks. So like they'd jump off a cliff or like they climb up a tree, hide. But they had hounds. They had dogs that could smell. What this one native dude did, he ran, dove underwater, and he crawled up a fucking beaver dam. So inside of a beaver cocoon, one of the ones that has a moat around it, like a natural moat.
Of course, yeah.
And there's a whole family of beavers in there. So he literally strangled the beavers in there to keep them from like, making beaver noises and shit. So while he was in this little tiny pod under there, because the beaver dams inside, they're very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, he hid in there and he used a fucking bamboo stick or whatever to get oxygen. And then he, broke the beaver's necks. And they didn't get him. They couldn't find him. And then he escaped and told the story.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Fuck. It reminds me of that movie. They play that game actually. What's that Mel Gibson movie that he made?
Every Mel Gibson movie. He's killing somebody.
What's that movie?
Patriot?
No.
Awesome movie.
A great movie. Yeah. No. Where he, the movie he made about like the Aztecs, and it's not even
Apocalypto.
Oh,
that's the one. Yeah. Remember that where they have them running in a line all the time, and they try to fuck them up, and then they start running in zigzags on purpose and shit, and then one guy survives and fucks up a bunch of people.
And is it Mel Gibson?
No, he's not in the movie.
Whoa.
He just right?
It's just like one tribe versus another tribe.
Would have been better, but
true. Yeah. Mel Gibson is an Aztec.
Have you ever listened to the Mel Gibson tapes?
Of course.
Oh my God,
bro! When Family Guy uses those, it's the funniest thing in the world.
Thank God that was the 90s, bro.
Oh,
so that came out like now, he'd be done.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not done anyways. He's like, well, I made Passion of the Christ. And they're like, fuck you, Mel Gibson.
Dude, he's like pretty much every gender pronoun you could say disrespectfully, he did.
Yeah.
Man. Guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I don't get him. He's fucking weird, man.
Some of them were funny, though. Like the blowy in the hot tub one.
No.
You heard that one?
No.
Oh, man. Someday we'll be able to play it. But he, basically his girlfriend wouldn't fucking suck his dick. And it was like tradition every night. Like he'd get her to suck his dick, and then he'd go in the hot tub. But he was in the hot tub before, like she hadn't even sucked his dick yet. So he left her a voicemail like, I want to fucking blow you now. And like he started freaking out, and the whole thing's recorded. And
why would you do that? Why would you leave a voicemail for someone to suck your dick? Like that's how you know that you're
no, it was a live call. It was a live call.
Oh, she recorded live call. Oh, I thought it was a voicemail because I remember him leaving voicemails.
Oh, he did everything.
Like you got to be so self-absorbed and like unaware of what you're doing or like what it actually means because you're so locked up in like celebrity fucking mentality that you're doing that. That you're like, I want my dick sucked now.
Dude, he was in the bubble of all bubbles, bro.
That's the word I was looking for, a bubble. I just tried to describe a bubble.
But when you make The Patriot, bro, like
I made The Patriot, you bitch. Fucking suck my dick.
Fuck that movie.
I just finished my hot dog. I watched it the other day actually. It was it's very fucked up. Not as good as I remember it being, but still good.
The Patriot?
Yeah.
Movie's a classic, bro.
Yeah. You know who I really like in that movie is the other guy that he fucks up at the end, that actor.
Dude.
I don't know his name, but he's in everything, bro.
That guy, I've never hated someone more on screen. Yeah. I've never hated a character more than that guy from The Patriot.
What's his name again? James Ivey or something?
He's got a fucking ponytail.
Yeah, the ponytail
He looks like an evil Jude Law.
Yeah. I could see that.
Jude Law.
He's in the OA. Have you ever seen that show, the OA?
No.
It's great.
No. When he killed Mel Gibson's fucking son.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I felt that.
Yeah.
Jason Isaacs.
There you go.
Yeah, dude.
Like I went to the hometown we were from.
Yeah.
Buddy, I thought I was in fucking like Oompa Loompa land. I was like, wow. I was unbelievable. I thought I was in Disney World. I was like, me and my brother were walking around and like we were just looking down at everybody like substantially. Like I think the tallest guy was 5'5".
Whoa.
Yeah, and they were like, who the fuck are you guys? I'm like, I don't know, but we moved from here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a couple generations ago, and I think you guys should do the same.
That's kind of cool in a way because, like, Canada, you know, we're all just people from other places.
Yeah.
We're all, like, new. But Italians, you guys been there for, like, 1,000+ fucking years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, like, baked in. Like, everybody's kind of, like, nobody's getting bigger over there.
No. And it's weird. That makes me think that it's the food or something or, like, the soil over. I don't know, but, like, it's
Do you think
weird.
it's the interbreeding? You know?
Maybe.
Get a Russian and an Italian.
Yeah.
They're both white, I guess. Like if you take a Russian guy, Irish guy, and an Italian guy in Canada, they all look the same.
True, yeah.
But over there, you're like very far apart.
Well, that's sort of what it is on my dad's side. Like it got watered down quite a bit because my last name
The
is
genes got watered down.
Yeah, the genes got watered down.
Fuck.
Yeah. I was a Jew at some point.
Really?
Yeah. That's what my last name means. Sinagoga means synagogue in like 80 languages, apparently.
So you're part Jewish?
Yeah, my dad's side, like I think they go back like 1,200 years. They were like these rabbis in Spain anyways, going through Italy during the Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition.
Damn.
Yeah, the Italians saved their lives and hid them, and then they were like, hey, we saved your life. Now you're Italian or we'll fucking kill you. Classic fucking crusade shit.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they were like...
So you weren't even real Italian? You just got adopted?
Yeah. My dad's side was...
Whoa.
Yeah. Whereas my mom's side is like...
Straight Italian?
Yeah, like fucking...
I was going to say, if you were real Italian, would you be a little darker maybe?
Probably. Shorter and darker, yeah.
Because there's a lot of pale-ass Italians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta see my dad. This guy's like a fucking Tim Hortons guy. If I show you a photo of my dad like on a beach, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just looks white.
See through. Like his veins are like purple, and I'm like, dude, he looks like he has a condition. I'm like, you're so white. I see your fucking organs.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
And your mom's dark?
Yeah. Like my mom's one of those people where like the longer she's in the sun, the darker she gets. Whereas my dad needs to wear a sweater or he'll fucking go burgundy.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. The family history stuff is super intriguing. Like my mom's last name's Tiberio, and it goes back to Caesar Tiberius back in the day, like one of the first Caesars and shit. So
Yo, that's a direct bloodline to
yeah, exactly. So that's
king or emperor.
Yeah, and then it's funny. It's like sort of like my mom's side converted my dad's side in a weird, strange way.
Interesting.
It's super cool. Yeah.
So would you have the Jew card still?
No, they don't give me the Jew card. Too old.
Fuck.
It's funny, dude. If you go in Italy, there's like they call the ghetto is just my last name. Like that's where they kept all the Jews in Rome. If you go, they'll call it like La Ghetto, and then it'll say synagogas right under it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so like that's all the Jews were just like in this ghetto that they just kept them there. They're like, you guys live here. It was all the Jews. It's fucking.
I'm surprised the Jews didn't, make it out and become like the smartest, wealthiest guys there.
It's legit. Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what happens everywhere else.
Yeah.
They just become like smart and wealthy.
Yeah.
Open diamond stores.
Yeah.
If you're like a dumb, poor Jew, like that's rare.
It's just a missed opportunity, I think. It's like you were born into something and you fucked up, man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a good stereotype to have, though. That like if any Jew's watching, like, yo, it's not, it's not cool. But it's like, well, like I'm saying that all your people are smart and make a lot of money. Like that's a flex. Bro.
Except
when you think
buddy.
Jewish,
yeah,
except you.
Yeah, yeah.
Jew haters out there.
Yeah.
The reason that Jews apparently are this intelligent is because from a young age they're forced to like read a book. I think it's not the Quran. I think that's
The Torah.
Might be the Torah, yeah. And the book is just like a complete like red pill fucking like it's just like everything you need to know as like an adult man you learn as a young kid.
Right.
So like it's like the laws of power for young Jew boys.
Right.
So all of a sudden these they get into the real world and they have like all this education already and they just
Here's the
dominate.
Jew manual.
Yeah.
Read it. And we're going to put you through a test. And if you don't pass, you're going to read it again. It's like a driver's ed manual.
Yeah, but over here in Canada and the United States, we're just so soft on our kids. We're just like, fuck it.
Have you seen the Torah, buddy? That thing's fucking like this, bro. It's massive.
Dude, but that's why they're so smart, man.
Right.
It's got to be. Like, imagine if you, when you were a kid, your parents forced you to read a huge book about the history of the planet.
I'd be like, oh, fuck. I at least know who'd won the fucking war. That's for sure, yeah.
Oh, they know that.
Yeah. Comedy always seems to circle back to a Jew joke somehow.
Bro, that's the first half of the book.
The first half of the book is World War II, boys.
Yeah. Fuck.
Or the second half. I don't know.
I can't believe they tried to wipe out a population like that. That's fucked.
It blows. I think they would have been successful if it was a nationality and not like a religious group,
right?
Because there's Jews everywhere. Because anybody can be a Jew.
That's right.
Whereas if it was like Italians,
you can't just be white or black.
Yeah, they could have wiped out all of Italians if they wanted to.
But if you can be a man or a woman, but if you decided like I'm changing my gender or whatever, everybody, that's cool. You can get a pass,
right?
So why can't I be Jew and you be black?
What do you mean?
They have that now. It's called transracial.
Boom. That's a thing? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, you can identify as African American or something else if you want now in certain circles.
Not in the circles I'm at. Go to Scarborough and say that you're black.
Fuck, dude.
And start dropping bombs. They're going to be like, brother, no.
But if, I wouldn't want to do it. But like, hypothetically, if you could say you're a woman, you could also say you're native. And then the government, would they have to be like, hey, like, okay, well, you get free tuition now.
Yeah,
no
people
taxes.
have done that. People have tried to do that.
Damn. How do they decide, though?
The most famous one is Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, Rachel Dolezal, yeah.
She's a white person who identifies as black.
As black, yeah.
What about, what's the 23andMe say? Is she any percentage?
No, she knows she's white as fuck. But
just like everybody, she's 5% Genghis Khan.
Yeah, she got a really big tan and a perm, and she has an afro.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Played it up?
If I could flip around the laptop, I'd show you her, but...
she's committed, bro.
Yeah.
The black community quickly said, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, is she in?
No, they don't.
They don't rate her at all.
No.
They don't rate her.
that's kind of, I think, who decides.
The
Once
the public.
The public just ends up going,
Some people get a pass.
I don't think you would get a pass to being a black Jew if that's what you're trying to.
What about Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson, I think, has tried. Has he not? Like, was he not trying to do everything?
Dude, I think I'm like 3% Jewish or something.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of Jew in me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Never enough, buddy.
It's never enough.
Are there a lot of Jew comedians?
Tons. It's like the number one thing is being a Jew in comedy.
Really?
Yep.
Fucking, that's a good, so the Jews clean up in banks, diamond stores,
Entertainment.
Spielberg, comedy. What are they not good at? Sports. Are there any great Jew athletes?
Tons of them before, like back in the day. Like they
Before
used to
World
be
War
the best boxers. Probably before.
Really?
Yeah, they used to be like the biggest. Like that used to be the biggest nationality for boxing and like a lot of sports now.
Fuck.
That kind of stopped, I think, though.
Jews are out there putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the oldest religions on the planet.
I wonder if they're just like, you know, they know the next step. Like they see the whole pandemic thing. They're like, you guys are still on that old shit.
Right.
Wait till you see what we're doing, you know?
They're like, wait until this blows over. I'll show you what the Jews got in store.
Like, I wouldn't blame them, man. Like, the world tried to exterminate him, bro. I would have such a chip on my shoulder. I'd be like, dude, like, fuck.
Buddy, did you see that thing where the guy, there's a group of people who think that the Holocaust didn't happen? Isn't that crazy? They're like,
what
it's a myth.
what are their compelling points?
They're like, it's a myth. They're just like, the whole thing was made up. It's all one giant propaganda story. They think it was a conspiracy theory.
Okay, well, if we're going to go down that rabbit hole, I heard another conspiracy. Somehow this conspiracy tried to convince that killing the Jews was a good thing. And that apparently the Jews were super evil and they were trying to like poison everybody. And, you know, there's some real evil cryptic shit going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was to eradicate them. But then what they did was they started dumbing down the Jewish religion to the public to make it seem like they weren't evil. So,
right.
So like, no, we're just normal like you guys, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So they actually got new people that didn't know that high up they were actually evil to be like, no, guys, like all the Jews are good. But,
right.
You know, and so it'd be like getting a bunch of guys that aren't evil to wear a shirt saying I'm a Jew, you know.
Right.
But they did that as a defense mechanism. But the Nazis, they knew behind the scenes, no, these guys are evil fucks. That's a dark
Some heavy shit.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
The only, you're like, no chance.
This is the fucking last episode we get to list on YouTube for sure.
100%, bro. And
I don't think it's true. I will say that. I don't think it's true. I think
clarify that a couple times.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know that a lot of things that we have said today that I don't necessarily believe in.
Yeah.
But could be possible.
Yeah, bro.
Like the one conspiracy I heard that I think I do believe was the Titanic one. Did you hear about that one?
No.
Did you hear about that one?
Depend which one you're talking about. There's
The
a few.
Titanic, where they said that like they switched the ships and they knew it was a sinking ship and they did the whole thing on purpose to kill off a bunch of rich people. Buddy didn't get on the boat.
There's a Titanic conspiracy theory?
Bro, it's actually nuts. Me and my sister argued about this for hours because she's like, stop, fuck. She's like, get off fucking the internet. So James Cameron was getting footage from underneath and like was filming the boat itself.
Yeah.
And they were like in a fucking court with them being like, you got to delete this footage because you're capturing, like some of the paint has come off. And like the way the windows are placed aren't the same as the Titanic. So if you see photos of it, it's not the same boat. So they sunk a different boat on purpose.
Whoa.
It's fucked.
Whoa.
So there's a boat called the Olympia that came in and it just went on a journey, whatever the fuck you would call it. And when it came back in, they were like, they got to do some repairs, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know who it was at the time, but some billionaire.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, we're going to kill off some of my friends like the Rockefellers and all these people.
No way.
Oh, yeah. They're
like the Vanderbilts and shit?
Yeah, all these kind of people were on. They're like, get them on the boat. It's going to be a big party. And like they were marketing it that way.
Oh, my God.
And then the word got out that was happening. So a bunch of people started bailing, being like, we're not going to go. And that's why some people didn't go on the boat. Anyways, they just sent the Olympia back out on the same course that it went on rather than the Titanic. And they have all these photo evidence from the boat that's underwater and the boat that's actually there, and it's fucked.
It's a different boat.
It's a different boat, apparently.
Yo, look up.
I didn't do a good job of explaining that, but if you search it up and see the
Hold on.
pictures.
Is James Cameron Jewish?
I think he is.
Yeah,
but
I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
Titanic versus Olympia. You'll see like the windows are different sizes and stuff like that. And
The Rockefellers, were they Jewish?
100%. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Man, there's some high level Jew shit going on.
If you dive deep into it, man, it's pretty crazy. You're like, buddy, I see holes in this right now. You're like, this is bullshit.
I've never heard of this conspiracy. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. That the whole thing was Buddy's plan to kill off a bunch of rich people.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah. It was
Yo,
a
we
good
got a
plan.
nice fire festival. Imagine.
Fire
Just send
festival.
all the wealthiest guys there.
Yeah.
They must have such good security though. I feel like I'd have 100 Jason Stathams in some boats following my big boat.
Yeah, true.
That'd be a fucking nuts movie though. Imagine you're just a guy that works on a boat and there's a huge conspiracy that hey, we want to take out all the
he was
world's
another
leaders.
rich guy who planned the party and was friends with all these guys and wanted to kill them off. I can't remember who it was. Are you searching it over there?
Well, James Cameron isn't Jewish to start off. He's Canadian, obviously. Everybody knows that, but he's not Jewish. He's Protestant Christian growing up, and he's atheist at the moment.
Shout out to James Cameron.
Yeah.
Awesome ass motherfucker.
And all that Titanic shit, I doubt I'm going to find anything that we can figure out about.
Yeah, where did you find all this
but
shit?
Oh, no, but if you go on
it's
Wikipedia.
like dark web.
It's
No,
dark.
Wikipedia?
Yeah, you can type it right
I
now.
thought it was like a QAnon thing that you were talking about.
No. Type in like Titanic
Web3.
and Olympia ship conspiracy.
Yeah, James Cameron
I've
is
watched
fucking
endless
nuts, bro.
YouTube videos about it, and I was like, this adds up.
Damn.
And the more I read about it, the more I'm just like, oh, this kind of makes sense. But again, after 5 hours on YouTube of flat Earth, you kind of start going, fuck, these guys have a point.
Bro, I heard a crazy...
They don't. I don't believe in flat Earth shit, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Dude, I heard a crazy conspiracy recently about, the Las Vegas shooting?
Yeah.
Where 300 people got shot
Yeah,
at the festival? Apparently, that wasn't just a attack on people. It was, there was a target. There was the son of a Saudi prince was there.
Serious.
Some oil sheik son. Because it was in Vegas, and this guy loved gambling, right? They come out, and they just love, spending hundreds of millions gambling at the casinos. Because they're worth, $100 billion, right?
For sure.
So what they do is the old guys, the heads of the family, they're so old and protected that you can't get near them. But their kids, imagine
Of course.
you're the son of a fucking 100 billionaire, right? You go, you fuck chicks, you drive fast cars, you drink alcohol, you go to the States and just do what you want. So those guys are very vulnerable because they make themselves susceptible to getting assassinated. And the theory is that that weekend there was a couple high-profile targets from the Saudi prince, and they were there at the casinos, and they were also there in the crowd. And there's videos of Saudi princes getting escorted out of the Vegas casino, and they have 20 SWAT guards with them. I'm talking Navy SEAL looking dudes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird shit here on history.com about the Titanic, and it's the Olympic, I think is the name of the ship you're talking about, not the Olympia.
Yeah.
And it basically says there's one theory that pivots around, where is it here? JP Morgan planned the disaster to kill his rivals, similar to what you were saying.
Oh, JP Morgan, the bank man.
Yeah, so they were saying basically, according to this theory, millionaire banker J.P. Morgan planned the Titanic disaster to kill off rival millionaires Jacob Astor, Isidore Straus, and Benjamin Guggenheim, who all did die aboard that ship. The theory hinges on the fact that Morgan had originally planned to sail on the Titanic, but changed his mind shortly before it took off. But that theory doesn't really offer an explanation on how he caused the ship to fucking hit an iceberg and kill everybody. But
There you go.
and then there's another theory about insurance fraud in the Titanic and the Olympic. Apparently the Olympic had gotten damaged. Where was it here? But it basically, they tried to do there's a conspiracy about it being an insurance claim fraud where they sunk the Olympic and replaced it with the Titanic. So the real Titanic was painted over as the Olympic, and the Olympic is actually what sank. But it goes on to say that these are both absurd and not true at all.
See?
Yeah.
See what I believe on TikTok and YouTube?
That's pretty cool, though.
I threw Rockefeller's name in there, and it's not in there. So, again.
Yeah, the Rockefellers
JP
and
Morgan,
Vanderbilts.
pretty close.
If you ever look up Vanderbilts, they have embassies and castles in every country in the world. They have these huge coliseums built.
I don't understand how that happens. I watched that whole, what's it called, Money Explained, and the whole thing was about those guys. I'm like, my God.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I got to get educated. I got to read some books.
Yeah. I have
You're like, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you do. I need to too. I need a better understanding of all these conspiracies. One of my good buddies, he's a Ukrainian Jew. So he told me all about the fucking Ukraine. And right now, actually, Russia is trying to take over a part of Ukraine. Basically, like, they leased the land to Ukraine.
Fuck yeah, that's been going on for like 50 years, no?
Apparently, it's getting more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they got tanks and shit lined up. They actually did a poll recently in Ukraine. And they asked men over the age of 18, like, hey, if it came down to it, would you defend your country? Like, if they invaded, would you, like, get a gun and shoot them? Like, would you, or would you surrender?
Yeah,
or
would
not
you like
participate?
enlist or what?
Yeah, I think the percentage of guys that were saying that they would, like, die defending their country was like 35% or something. Really high.
Oh, that's high? I thought that was low.
Yeah. No, I'm talking, like, not only would they participate, but, like, till the last bullet kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that was going on. They were going to stop some of those games. When Ukraine was playing in the Euro Cup, they were freaking out because they were like, a lot of shit's going on right now. We can't really focus on this fucking soccer game. But if you guys want to go ahead, you know?
Yeah, Russia's still doing bullshit like that out there.
Fuck, so many countries we just don't even fucking know what's really going on. They have us, you know, occupied.
Apparently, my buddy told me, my buddy Mucho, he is from Burundi in Africa, and he says China is the one giving all these loans to businesses in Africa. But yeah, dude, so China's giving all the loans there. But basically, apparently, he says they're predatory loans. So, like, China's giving all these crazy loans that Africa's not going to be able to pay back, and they're using that as leverage to get access to the resources there.
Got it.
They just want debt from everybody.
Classic.
And then they want to come collect, and if they don't pay, it's like, well, okay, we have to come and forcefully take it back, and next thing you know, China owns Africa.
It's a good idea. Right? Is it? I don't know.
They're also giving away like mobile phones with like gambling apps on them with some credit. I heard anyways that they were giving away like free mobile phones to people with gambling apps on them. Get them hooked. Yeah, China.
What?
Yeah.
In Africa?
In Africa.
Oh.
And then the Chinese government is hooked up with the Chinese like version of the mafia, and so these predatory loans that are given out in these gambling apps are being collected by like the Chinese mob. So the Chinese mob is now going after African citizens for like these loans that they're obviously defaulting on in these gambling apps. So they'll give them like whatever $100 of credit to start gambling with, and obviously, you know, tale as old as time. You start gambling, you keep fucking up, and you lose even more than they've given you.
Of course.
And then you're in debt now to
Holy
these Chinese
shit.
mobsters. Yeah,
That's
so
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
People need to hear about this.
That's a great idea.
That's why we're here.
How would you even I'm telling you, they always think of that shit. They do.
Yeah, we don't know they. Dude, because China recently banned more than 3 hours a week of video games.
Yeah. So they're basically soaking in all the fucked up shit that's going on over here and making it like their social media and stuff like that. It closes at 10. They've marketed it as if it's like almost like a physical thing. So like if you're under 18, you cannot go on certain social media, all social media sites after 10 p.m. It's just like a we're closed for business sign on the app. So they probably are influencing the youth here and corrupting everybody with staying up till like 8 a.m. watching TikToks and shit like that, 12 hours a day. But they were like, fuck that shit. We got control over everything, so we're going to lock all that down.
So like the Chinese are like softening us up.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
They've been doing that for years, though. You remember going to school with kids back in the day? They just fucking out everything you, bro. Oh. They're smarter than you, and they have 9 instruments under their belt and know everything. They're like 8 grade levels ahead of you and everything, and you're like, but how? They're like, and they go home and play video games because they've got them regimented, their parents, to like every 15 minutes.
One of my best friends is a Chinese guy, and he's a car salesman, and he just he's like, yeah, bro, we gonna fucking take over. And I'm like, dude, like that's crazy,
buddy.
He's like, China's crazy.
Of course, like
legit. He says, well, he's different. He lives here.
Yeah,
but like, dude, his mom like basically saved up to get him to come here. And she lives back home, so she still thinks he's in university, but he dropped out after the first semester. Oh, no. Allegedly. I don't think she'd be I hope that's not how she finds out. But
a good friend of mine, he had a kid, and he was like, I'm like, you gonna take it back to China, show everybody, and like do that kind of thing? He's like, are you fucking crazy? He's like, no. He's like, they'll take my kid. I'm like, what do you mean?
Really?
Yeah, because he's a son. So he's like, until my kid's like 3 or 4, like walking, they'll steal my kid right away, because he's like, they still find like female babies in dumpsters and shit.
The people.
Like, yeah.
I thought you meant the government.
No, the people. He's like, he's like, there's such a want for males. He's
Can't they
like,
tell that before the baby's born? Or they don't? They must have that technology there.
probably, but they don't. They try not to tell people that so that they don't have these fucking massive abortion rates. And he's like, dude, all the
true.
time. He's like, you'll see like babies in dumpsters or in the fucking woods and shit. Like, I'm like, that's fucked. He's like, people just throw their babies out that are like females. So I'm like, that's fucked.
Jesus.
I think they ended that. There was the one child policy that they had in China for a
Yeah.
while. So yeah, they would just dumpster dive for female babies and like shit.
They ended that,
yeah.
I think, like a year or two ago, where they increased it back to 2. You can have 2 babies.
Oh my God. Meanwhile,
crazy.
over here, we have an issue where we're not having enough babies.
What he was saying, he's like, if I went to a shopping mall and just like had my baby in like a stroller or something, like in a carrier or whatever, he's like, 9 times out of 10, someone's going to try and steal the baby or like swap it or whatever. He's like, it's brutal.
This is all of China or just certain parts?
I mean, he was just saying China in general.
Dude.
And then in general, he was just like, it's just not he's like, you don't want to go there. And I was like, I'm dying to go there.
Well, that's why everybody's buying real estate in Canada. First of all, it's easy for Chinese compared to like America. But apparently the reason they're buying all this real estate around here is because there's a idea that like pretty soon something's going to go wrong in China. They're going to be like, no, you guys can't leave here anymore. Or we're going to start confiscating stuff. Like, I think they kidnapped Jack Ma. You know who Jack Ma is?
Yeah.
That billionaire. He just went missing for 3 months. And he came
Really?
back. He's like, oh, yeah, I was on vacation, boys. You know?
They were beating the shit out of him somewhere.
Yeah, dude. They were fucking waterboarding him. But,
Oh my God.
yeah, everybody's getting real estate here. So that way their kids and their grandkids will be able to have, like, a plan B. Just in
Right.
case the shit hits the fan in China.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Fucking a lot of heavy shit to think about tonight when you lay in
My
bed, eh?
God. Holy fuck. What haven't we talked about?
You.
Right. What do I do? Nothing that has anything to do with knowledge.
Yeah, fuck. Well, guys, thanks for listening so far. Marc is a comedian, and give him a plug. Tell him what you
guys.
what you got coming up.
I'm a stand-up. COVID is shutting us down, so you can't come see me live. But I'm a regular at Absolute Comedy at Yonge and Eglinton. You can find all my content at Not Mark Anthony on my socials, the Mark and Austin YouTube channel. That's
Big
pretty much
channel.
it. I got a comedy album coming out next year, so keep an eye out for that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Any new skits in the pipeline 2 months from now? Because this might take a while to come out.
2 months from now? No.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
So
Another
guys,
one with
you have
you,
nothing
maybe?
to look forward to.
Yeah, in 2 months from now, I have no idea. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. As always, make sure you diddle that like button, hit subscribe, check out Marc, and drop a comment for the algorithm. Help the boys out. And join the Discord. We just started a brand new Discord where we talk about the show. We talk about just funny guy shit. And, if you guys are watching and you think that we totally fucked the dog on the Jews, on China, on World War II, or any of the other
Mel
conspiracy
Gibson,
theories,
the Titanic.
yeah, if you think we're wrong, join the Discord and tell us, because we spread a lot of misinformation.
Bro, this episode's Discord will be massive. Massive.
Buddy, we may as well be a fucking mainstream news channel.
Buddy, we might as well teach high school kids history, bro.
That was awful. And by the way, we're not racist.
Absolutely not. I love
Let's
all
just-
people.
Just some more than others.
Yeah, you're like, can I be transracial?
Trans-Jewish.
Trans-Jewish.
Fuck yeah, Jew Denmo. Let's go.
Jew Denmo. Oh my God, that'd be a funny gamer tag. Jew Denmo.
Somebody's going to make that in the Discord.
Oh, I love that.
All right, guys. See you later.
Peace. Peace.